Hello everybody, welcome back to In the Car with Kurt. As always, I'm your host. I think you can figure out who I am. So, that's right, if you watch the videos, you're gonna notice, hey, he's wearing the same shit he was wearing in the last video. That's because I'm knocking out two today because I'm not gonna be in the car tomorrow. So, last episode we talked about the whole Paul Heyman, Eric Bischoff taking over Raw and SmackDown thing. Today I'd like to talk about how you guys think this could all work out in the benefit of the people who are trying to burn the company right now, like Sasha Banks. I, for one, I love Sasha Banks. I think she has all the makings to really go far. She's just been a product of bad booking. And once she kind of got the mindset that, hey, I've been C-listed when I'm an A-lister, now I'm just going to perform like shit. And that's what got her burnt in the first place. Now she's collecting her $500 a day for not being on TV and refusing to be on any pay-per-views. That's why they took the titles off her and Bayley, as all of you, I'm sure, are very well aware of. So, my question is, do you guys think that Bischoff, or better yet, Paul Heyman, could win her back over, get her back in the company's good graces? And if so, do you think that Vince is going to let this fly? Because, as we all know, Vince is a petty motherfucker. That's my one F-bomb per video. So, alongside that, I'd like to bring up more on the Lacey Evans subject. Drew McIntyre was with 3MB, as everybody knows, and when that broke up, because let's face it, nobody gives a shit about 3MB, he went back to NXT, and now he comes back as this unrelenting, unstoppable force, the Scottish psychopath, Drew McIntyre. Do you think that people like Lacey Evans, who got a call-up, a bullshit push, and then a heavy push immediately after that we're currently, I feel, on the back end of, do you think she should go back to NXT and develop herself a little bit better? She got called up way too early, in my opinion, and now, like, if anybody watched Stomping Grounds, you could hear Becky Lynch calling the entire match as it was playing out, and Lacey Evans was nodding in agreement before getting smacked in the face. So, on one hand, okay, I get it. You know, it still was a decent show, but I thought the point of some of this was to try to trick us, to make us believe that it wasn't staged. We all know it's fixed. We all know it's scripted, but just for a second, let us believe that it's not. I've got a friend of mine who is just absolutely wowed anytime someone gets hit in the face with a super kick, and I don't have the heart to tell him. So Dan, if you're watching this, shut it off now. That loud smack you hear is not a foot hitting a face. If you watch, these professionals who do this for a living are very good at, right when that connect happens, they slap their leg. And I'm sure any of you big fans out there who've been watching for a while, you already know this. But when you get so impressed by, like, the wow, did you hear the impact of his foot hitting that guy's face? It's just like, wow, yeah, because that's not actually what it sounds when you kick a person in the head. Have you ever kicked a person in the head? Well, let me tell you, friends, I have, and that's not what it sounds like. It doesn't really make much of a sound, especially when you've got footwear on. So, it definitely doesn't make a, you know what makes a sound like that? Your hand hitting your leg. That's what I did. So, that's what they do, and I don't have the heart to tell him that. But it lets us believe for a moment that maybe, man, some shit really just happened. That person just got their jock rocked. And they didn't, because they don't show up with bruises and black eyes unless something bad actually does happen, or, there was a mishap. I mean, we all did see Nia Jax quite literally break Becky Lynch's face back in November. It happened. So, but anyway, do you guys think that Lacey should get pulled back down to NXT? Do you think that Bischoff and Heyman are going to be able to rejuvenate people like Sasha Banks? Let me know what you think. As always, I've been Kurt, and you've been in the car.